Good night. I would like to thank your presence. We are most satisfied of our meeting. So I will talk about our research project that we have in our research group. I entitled it Challenges for the Interoperability of the Brazilian Electronic Judicial Process. So we'll have my lecture, and after me, Professor Eric Schweihofer will give his lecture. Then we will have, after a little and short conclusion of this meeting. And at the end, I will invite you for a little cocktail here next discuss to the final session of this really important meeting. So I will be very fast. I think everybody here are very tired. We have a lot of activities during this day and yesterday. So I will present the main points of this project, and at the final I am open for questions if you have. So I would like to take some data. I think other people here before me have said some same data, but it's important to take account the size of Brazil. A big country with big problems, and when we speak about electronic judicial process in Brazil, we are talking about millions of processes. And from my point of view, I think the most problems we have is not specific from e-Justice. I think it's because in Brazil, in its special context, the problems are more complex than it could be in another country with less complexities than Brazil. So, number of judges, we have almost 70,000 judges. They are spread in lower courts, the majority of them, and the appellate courts we have 14%. The servers, we have that number, 421.5 thousand servers, and public servers that are specific from the Judicial, they are 276.6 thousand that are public servants. The number of process, almost 96 million of process. And you can have that, the number of 28.3 million processes were new in 2013. So this is the number of the process of each year is growing. And in the context of e-Justice is this number if we are dealing with the lawsuits. And one positive thing is that this stock of process or lawsuits is controlled. So the numbers of judgments rendered in 2013 was 25.7 million. It's a lot. So we are like a factory of sentence in Brazil. The main systems of electronic judicial process, I mentioned the main systems. My Brazilian colleagues know well, but it's important to mention e-Justiça, State Courts of São Paulo. Project is used here in Paraná. e-Proc, that is used in the Federal Court of Fourth Region in the states of South of Brazil, Paraná, Santa Catarina, and Rio Grande do Sul. And this is important. This specific system, e-Proc, has 2.8 million of active process. So, and the most famous in the, that is adopted in Brazil is PJE, National Council of Justice, is the organ that is developing the system. And he was proposed last year to be adopted by our Brazilian courts. So in this context, we have a lot of systems. And with this map, you can see the implementation of PJE around Brazil. You can see that the red color means that this system is not so effective in state courts. So in state courts like Paraná, PJE is not adopted yet. PJE has most adopted in labor courts. So you can see in this map, the blue color means that this system is adopted. So we have another situation. In labor courts, PJE is successful and has been adopted very fastly and works well. So the system is not consensus if it's good or not. It depends if you are talking from the state courts or the labor courts. Here arise the problems of our project, the problems of interoperability of the Brazilian electronic judicial process. First, we have almost 50 systems of electronic judicial process. Two systems are not interoperable among themselves and among lower courts, appellate courts, and superior courts. So we don't have a communication between the systems of courts of different levels. So it's very common at the end of electronic process to reduce this process to paper and to send the papers to superior courts. This is a gap and a problem of interoperability. Three, the gaps among the systems are resolved in paper-based solutions, how I said. And for attorneys and lawyers must operate the same legal procedures in different systems. So the law is the same, but in each system you must operate the same concept or the same institute or the same procedure in different systems. This is a problem also to deal with different systems. So we have recently some other problem of interoperability. It was the maintenance of accessibility of the judicial process for persons, babysitters, and lawyers with physical disabilities, especially for blind people. And we have a special case in Brazil. The media noticed this case of a blind attorney that could not work with the new system because the problem is that she was using in the old systems doesn't work more in the new systems. So he moved some action, a claim, for the right to continue using paper in your work. So we had some interesting discussion about the right to work, and for example, this specific woman is blindness working with law. And the main system proposed by the National Council of Justice, the PJE, does not allow the accessibility of assistive technology. So this is this problem had a bad measure of this system proposed by National Council of Justice. So, in my point of view, we have two models of interoperability in progress in Brazil. First option, PJE will be the only system as proposed by National Council of Justice last year. So you have The CIIDDI, CIIDDI is the abbreviation, is the central point of the system. In this case, I think we don't have interoperability, we have just one system that will kill all the other systems. So, I think we could design another model, PJE, can coexist and work with other systems. In this case, the system is not so important. The most important is to follow a model of interoperability. And I put the previous systems and other systems that could be built by our judicial power. And the most important is not the system, it's the model of interoperability that allows the communication between these systems. We don't know which of these systems will be in the next years. Which of these two models will be assumed? The mandate of the Judge Joaquim Barbosa at the presidency of the Brazilian International Council of Justice until the middle of this year. The National Council had assumed the model one. Actually, the mandate of the Judge Ricardo Lewandowski, probably the National Council of Justice will assume the model 2. So we have some change here. The Judge Joaquim Barbosa is out now, and this new judge will have a new vision, and probably he will assume a soft policy of adoption of computers and informatization of legal procedures in Brazil. Brazil already has a national model of interoperability in executive power. It is called IPIG, Interoperability Patterns of Electronic Government, in Portuguese, Padrões de Interoperabilidade de Governo Eletrônico. This model of interoperability the model of interoperability of the judicial power developed by CIIDDI is called actually NME, National Model of Interoperability, but is still developing, is not so sophisticated, and they are building this model, but in executive power, it is more sophisticated and works well. And at this moment, we don't have in Brazil final solution for this problem of interoperability. So we are studying this problem, and our main tenets of our research project is first, one, quantify the interoperability in the main systems of electronic judicial process in Brazil through specific surveys and metrics. Until now, I couldn't find some metrics to measure interoperability between or among several systems. We have metrics to measure sites, websites, but in this case specifically, we are formulating this and thinking how to measure objectively, in an objective way, and we are searching for this model. 2. Formulate the semantics of the judicial process. Semantics is very important to unify the systems. So this is a way that we are thinking also. And the third option is it's not a specific tenet of methodology, but we are looking for interchange, knowledge, and experience of the projects of the European Union in interoperability. For instance, e-Codex, e-Justice communication via online data exchange, and BC pool building interoperability for European civil proceedings online. This last project is developed in the University of Bologna. So I think our professors here, Eric, Fernando, and Achi, could say more about this. And we are concerned about the interoperability. We are open to observe, you can change this knowledge, and the same problem you have in European context, different countries with different languages, with different systems, how to build a common system to European context. We have the same situation, the same context here in Brazil, different states, a federation of states, different systems, and how to build a model, a common model that allows these systems work in a common way. So, basically, is this what we are doing, and is the next from this year, and next year will be our main research, our main what we are looking for and developing and studying and observing the European Union. And in Brazil, what I have seen at this moment is that we don't have good options. We don't have good theories to deal with this problem. And I think the systems of judicial process are good. They are good enough. But the problem is the complexity, the amount, millions of processes to deal with, and the model 2 that I mentioned, I think is the most appropriate. I remember Professor Iris here. He was very upset in the last year, 2013, with the model 1. No, because many tribunals, many courts, great courts have 10 or 15 years of experience in your own system. And these systems works well. And from one year to the other year, it was proposed to block all the investments, all the development of the systems. And the adoption of this model proposed by National Council was not so good because it was formulated so fast, and we need more time to go by step by step. And this system PJE has a lot of problems, not of judicial problems, but problems of engineering. And he was proposed in a public view. National Council of Justice in Brazil was concerned about that our judicial power will be the owner, will have the domain about your own system. It will not depend, and they wouldn't depend from private companies. But when they do it, they assume to develop the system. But it's very difficult because the judicial power is very different from a company, a private company that develops software. So they developed the software without a good engineer, without some basic skills, and what we have learned until now is that when you design a software, you must listen the users, you must listen the people, and take care of what these people are talking, and to put these characters, this content, accounting system. And so the main system of PGA is that it doesn't work well, and the people who are not listening in the formulation of the system. So basically, this is our challenge in Brazil, the problem of interoperability. And our research group is concerned about this thing, and is what we are doing now, trying to develop theories and practical knowledge to deal with this problem. So basically, this is my lecture, very fast, and this is problem we are trying to propose solutions. Thank you. Professor Eric, you have